Greetings everyone, Napoleon Complex here, and today we are fighting as the Elamites 1500 8-116 against the Assyrians 1365 891. We've caught the enemy while their army is divided, and we need to defeat them quickly, because if we don't defeat them by nightfall, the rest of their army will arrive. Now more enemy reinforcements may arrive, so this should start off being rather easy for a Deity battle. However, as the battle continues, we may find that that disadvantage starts to slip away. Right, let's take a look here. Lots of enclosures, but not very good defensive terrain for the enemy, I have to say. They start off in a basin. This is almost a gift. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weight this flank heavily. Now, the one thing this does mean is that my chariots are... well, they're bow chariots, so actually we should have an edge there as well. This isn't a very good chariot country. I think I'd rather have my chariots out here, but it's all the same. So, let's assign our chariots. Now, actually I usually like to intersperse my massed archers with close fighters, and that just means that they can support one another a little bit better. So let's see, we'll give this group a general. That's the only generals I get, huh? Okay, we're a little sparse in the middle, but let's go with that. See the archers as well. Now, these could be critical in weakening the enemy. Let's see. This is the most vulnerable part of my line. These are my unprotected units. So if we can screen them with the archers, this is usually what I do with my skirmishers. When I've got massed archers, I just put them in front of my massed archers, and they can protect the massed archers as we advance. The goal is probably to get up on top of this hill and use it to shoot down on the enemy who are in the enclosures, but of course the enemy may not give me that option. We'll see how this goes next turn. Right, so lots of raw spearmen and archers. They're unmaneuverable, medium foot, below average. Okay, and then we've got the regular spearmen and archers. Now these will still maul my massed archers in melee, but it does mean that we've got a chance of beating them here. Lots of chariots, so we'll need to make good use of the rough ground to protect our units. Okay, let's begin. I forgot this unit. We'll start to bring them into the center. Yeah, we'll need to start a bit of a firefight with their front line, I think. I'm fairly certain I can keep the enemy chariots under control with my foot archers. I'll have the chariots linger behind, so I don't really want them getting into a frontline battle with the enemy Mariana chariots. Right. Keep moving forward. The other thing to remember is massed archers aren't armoured, so they're very vulnerable to incoming counterfire. And their ability to fire back also goes down dramatically once the enemy get within charge range of them. So what I think we want to do is make sure that these units are attacking. Alright, okay, get up onto the hill, get them engaged. I want those skirmishers driven off. Yeah, we try not to do that. We try not to walk directly into the enemy's line of sight. Now they have to turn to fire at us. But we are going to focus on winning the skirmish first. And one thing I'm a little wary about is the enemy's main lines choosing to come forward now. Let's see. We probably don't want to advance beyond this line either, because we need this patch of rough ground Well, I don't know, I've got my own chariots. I will need to confront that line of infantry. We'll see what the enemy chooses to do. I may need to rethink my plan. This might call for retreat. Ouch. Chose to wisely concentrate the fire, and well, that is at least wasting their ammo. Oh. No. I'm sure my skirmishers don't see it as wasting their ammo. Okay, here come the chariots. Right. Yeah, I'm not done. Well, come back to base. You guys are kind of occupied with this light battle. Go firm. You guys are unlikely to cause a disrupt on your own, so yeah, go for it. Okay, well, we were winning the skirmish until the enemy decided it wasn't a skirmish anymore. I outnumber the enemy's chariots 2-1 here. I think I will bring these units forward a little bit. No, it's too early to judge that. I'd rather spring a trap when the enemy decides to move forward any further. Okay, next turn. Remember, if they're shooting at these skirmishers, they're not shooting my main line. They're on the rough ground, but these archers aren't. They're going to have to back off. Let's see. They are protected by the rough ground in front of them, so they're okay. These archers actually do have some protection now, so they can start firing back. Honestly, not sure what scares me more in this situation: the presence of those archers or the chariots, or the disrupted chariots. Can you seriously not move back through your own soldiers? Right, fine, I guess you're stuck there. You're disrupted. Ugh. Well, you're not in any danger of being charged, at least. Or are you? Because that's no longer pull back. Pretty sure that they can actually be attacked. See if you can fragment them. No luck. In hindsight, if I was going to do it anyway, I could have just pulled my troops back. Yeah, they really aren't going to survive much longer. Pull back one step and turn to see if you can give them one last spiteful volley to push them off the map. No luck. Okay, we are repelling them here. What worries me is that these units are going to start moving up, and I really don't want to be fighting from a downhill position. We might have to try and defeat the chariots quickly and then pull back. But with more chariots on the way, that's seeming pretty doubtful, to be honest. Next turn. Jesus! 22 casualties on a moving unit of bows. Even at close range, that's harsh. They're doing their job, which is to die horribly so that my heavy troops don't have to. Okay, that's them fragmented. We are pushing them off. Take that patch of rough ground while you have the opportunity. Don't waste them. Don't waste a half volley on them though. The problem with throwing all this ammunition at the chariots is that my archers are now starting to run short of ammunition. So I'm going to have to start being selective with my shot, with my targets. The presence of these skirmishers is actually becoming a bit of a problem. And you guys are absolutely screwed. What I will do is put these archers here. They'll probably just get auto-broken, but at least these units will be running short and arrows soon. Well, it's still rout percentage. How are we doing for ammo? Because these guys here could become a bit of a problem. Alright, it is what it is. Yeah, charging would be foolhardy. Well, yeah, because if they don't break, they're going to end up flying forward and get caught completely out of position. I'm not going to... well... I would like to get rid of this unit, but I don't know if I have the ammo and still have the ammunition to win the rest of the battle. I'm going to have to try because these units are... well, let's see what I can do with this one first. Anyone else? Seriously, I'll take a half arc from a unit of skirmishers. Fine. Okay, at least they're going down. Next turn. Yeah, they didn't react that well. And here come the enemy's main line infantry. Well, thank you for not panicking at least. Well, I can't... well, I can get them to back off in this direction, I suppose. They're out. This is just as well, because that is also a description that can be given to my archers. Now the problem is that, unlike the chariots, these spearmen are going to have no problems with the rough ground here. I think I'm going to have to bring out my chariots and try and disrupt this advance. Also, the forest actually will give us some protection. As those massed archers are now pretty much fighting alone. It would be nice to finish them off. If I drew back from here, the chariots could then just plunge through into my archers. Pull them back, they'll have to fire next turn. Really running short on ammunition here. At least we fragmented them there. Chariots firing on their own aren't likely to achieve much. These archers are actually in trouble because they're isolated on one side of the field. We've got no support. Reminder that I'm on a time limit for this battle. Okay, next turn. Right, the enemy are on the hill. I decided to move the raw units after my chariots. That's not an ideal situation, to be honest. Oh my goodness, 51 casualties. Amazingly they held firm, but they're not going to withstand that kind of fire for long. It has slowed them down, which may give my massed archers some time to work. Have them pop out and fire at them. You guys concentrate fire on those raw units, because they are wobbly. And they held firm. And so that was unlikely to ever cause a disrupt. They have to remain facing the chariots that are menacing them. Problem is, with the threat of these chariots, my archers are nervous, so they're not firing at full capacity. That would be suicide. So we're free of those Assyrians. They are not going to survive out here on their own. We'll just bring them forward and harass them. Now the chariots are a real problem for us right now. We disrupted that group. Right, turn and focus on the one that isn't led by a general. Because now I'm short on ammo as well, I'm out of arrows. Right, turn this way, I'm going to try and lock them down when they advance. And I have no idea what to do to try and save these guys. They're just going to have to try and hold out. Yep. So that's why we had to win quickly. That's why I had to advance. This is only going to get worse. So that was about the worst thing that could have happened. This... Okay, so now my chariots are in the mud. And I have a unit of incredibly dangerous raw spearmen moving up. Right, we have to do something about these guys. Turn and fire with this unit. Hit them here and see what you can do with the lights. Okay, because we're low on ammo. Okay, at least we managed to disrupt them there. Turn to an angle here, I guess. Try and lock them down. You guys just focus on getting yourselves out of the marsh. Here, we're in grave danger. That archer unit is going... They are going to hit us. And when they get into melee, our troops are not going to stand a chance. I will give them the general to give them some chance of passing their cohesion tests, but I want them to just take the blow and drop back. Please try and get rid of those chariots. And focus on this group up here, who annoyingly have chosen not to move forward. The one unit of the enemy army I actually wanted to advance. These guys, on the other hand, have got themselves into a nice... Well, they would have got themselves into a nice little sandwich, except the enemy also have all these archers. Still, turn them and... Yeah, pull these archers back. Got very lucky with our cohesion there. But we should be able to hit them next turn. I need to keep these units facing the way they are. I'll actually move them up. Well, no. And that's why I didn't want to be going downhill. Because they're going to charge next turn and drive our archers off. They might get themselves mired on these massed archers here. We'll see. This isn't looking good, is it? Remarkably, they lost the chance to attack us there. Yep, saw that coming, which means they're about to get flanked. I had hoped those chariots would stand their ground, but not very likely we'll flank through it. I needed to get the disrupt on these guys. They've rallied up. For some reason they didn't charge. Right. But now, of course, we've got chariots rampaging around our rear. That's fine, the Elamite chariots can come back and deal with them. Continue to hammer this group. Well, you're going to have to keep going because we need to stop them. Fragmented, right, cool. Turn that unit to fire on them. And pin them in place. Hope these guys don't charge into the marsh and drive us off. Actually, I see. Oh, that could be bad. Because they're then set up for a flanking attack. Right, the enemy chariots haven't done anything to threaten our flank yet. That's our chance. Charge. And those raw spearmen will now expose themselves to a flank attack next turn. Here, it's not great odds, is it? Okay, we managed to fragment those chariots. Well, that is not a favourable exchange for us. What I can do is give them the general, and that actually gives them a fighting chance in this melee. More than a fighting chance, they actually have an advantage. We push them back. I'm picking on these guys because I can at least concentrate my fire, but there's not much point if we're not going to cause cohesion tests. But still, do it anyway because if they turn, they'll be able to charge them. Right, these guys are... I needed them to hold... Oh right, they're auto-breaking. I can hardly complain about them auto-breaking. When you fight to half your numbers being dead, you're due some respect. Okay, next turn. Okay. Nasty, horrible, and difficult battle so far. I don't know why these guys aren't charging. They're not heavy foot. They're not going to be disordered. I mean, I'll take it. It's the only thing keeping me alive right now. But we need to finish this melee and then turn around to deal with the oncoming chariots. Just to break them there. That's a disruption. Right, hammer them here. This is where we're going to break them. This is where we stand a chance. We fragmented them there. Now we can get rid of those chariots. And the whole structure comes tumbling down. And we're protected from the chariot charge by the presence of the rough ground. Now we can actually turn our attention to this group that's menacing us from the front. Right, let's see if we can see this group. I now need to respond to this group. I can't postpone it any longer. So what to do is charge with this group. We broke them here. Excellent. Now, you've got them on the downward slope. What does that look like? It doesn't look great. Okay. Move to here. Fire and hope they pursue. Now shoot them, since you're locked in that position anyway. Because if we can cause a lucky disrupt here. That will massively improve our chances. It's not happening. Right, I need to turn because I need to avert the flank threat. Shame I can't pass the general back. Right, weaken these guys up as much as possible. You can't turn if you do that, can you? Just turn. I want you to continue covering that weakened unit of archers. Right, not as such protection as you are. We are never going to stop this with archery alone, so let's not even try. Yeah, they're not low. Make sure that they can't be used to attack our chariots, attack our massed archers. This group is going to mess us up. Oh no! Some skirmishers! I'm quivering. That's an instant fragmentation. If they'd held out just a little bit longer, I could have got the flank in against them. Now the whole lot are coming down on our heads. More chariots coming out of the brush. Now this is not. I know I'm up, but with what tools am I going to now win the battle? That helps. Do you guys have a general that can be borrowed? Thank you. I'm going to need your, because I'm going to need him here. Okay, I could, because I needed a positive result there. Move around and threaten the flank here. Oh god, from a marsh though. From a marsh going up a 75 gradient, that is not going to be pretty. What I may do is actually take another turn to try and get right around their backs. Let's see. I hope to never actually fight these guys in melee, I just want to keep being a distraction. So focus your fire on the Marianu chariots. There is no universe in which these guys hold. Oh goody, I didn't realise that was open ground. And these chariots are coming in to checkmate us. There is one thing I could do about this. Then I've got all of this coming to attack us here. And these units won't be bothered by the rough ground in the slightest. I'm surrounded and trapped. See, I could turn them around to protect my back lines, but then this lot will come and attack them and I'm already struggling against this nightmarish unit of medium foot. And they are going to be attacked next turn. I could try and get this unit out of the situation completely. Okay, this is going to suck. Drop back, pray you hold firm. You lot move to there into the forest. Just get out of the situation. Right, with this pencil, I don't know what to do. I think I'm screwed. Because if I try and fall back, I'm just falling back into the chariot's pathway. And if I stay, I'm going to get overrun by raw spearmen. And these guys are completely fresh. None of them are weakened. We don't stand a good chance against them in melee. They might even go after this unit and break it as well. This is where we die, folks. I am going to shoot at them. I'm going to try to get my other units out of the immediate vicinity of this disaster. Turn them like so. You guys move to here. And you guys cover the retreat. That's the best I could do. Now we watch the fireworks. They held firm. Okay, next turn. This is going to be ugly. Good, I wanted them to do that. Enemy have been very slow to pursue my units. Jesus. I misread that. I didn't think they'd be able to get that far out. And now everything here is going to just splinter and flee. Okay, if we engage them here, it's not actually going to be that bad, and if they fragment quickly enough, we might win this rapidly. Didn't even win the impact. I needed some luck there. But if you find yourself in a position where you need luck, you've probably already lost. I'm pretty sure those chariots could flank us even in the forest there, so I'm not going to try. Turn these chariots around, keep them occupied. It's the only thing keeping us alive. I am really, really pushing my luck if I try and withdraw back any farther. So, you guys are going to have to try to hold off the enemy chariots while we try and win a victory here. This is the problem. That now my position has been broken. I really don't have a plan to win the battle anymore. They've got charioteers threatening here. And I've got no ability to concentrate my fire. Well, I know one thing for sure. If we stay here, we're mincemeat. We need to try and push out. And get out of this trap. Take the general. It just stop. We're at the stage where we just start doing things and hope that they work. Didn't go far enough. They could have used the general's help actually. But there are no good or easy decisions at this stage. Next, let's just. They can't move at all, really. I don't remember the movement rules being this strict. What's actually stopping them from moving? Because they're only barred from that direction. They should be able to. I would have thought they'd at least be able to run away. Oh, I think they might. Maybe because they were pursued during the enemy phase, which meant that they didn't have any movement left. That would do it. They are on the downhill, and they're low quality troops. The poor archers are just getting chased down. But it has caused these units, some of this troop concentration to disperse. It's going to be a bad day for all involved. I'm sorry, I did my best. And they're going to choose to be heroes. Push them away. At this point I'm basically just getting fired around the map like a ping pong ball. No, there's no way. I wish I'd turned them around. We could have at least tried to break that unit quickly. Nice situation to be in. Hey, at least they're in command. I have to wonder exactly what the Elamite general's plan was when he entered this battle. Oh god. Okay, the pain train has no brakes today. Well, that's a nice surprise. It doesn't come to anything, but it's a nice surprise. That was just a middle finger at the end. I don't know why those chariots are just standing there at that angle. It is very annoying now though, because it means I can't skirt past them. They're basically going to have to make the last stand from that patch of rough. I think that's them auto-broken, but it's too late to make a difference to the battle now. They have rallied up. I can try to draw this out until the rest of the enemy army arrives and thumps us, but I guess we'll choose to die where we stand. It'll all be over soon. Couldn't even. At least the stocks were getting shot at, but we couldn't even we couldn't even get the archers to run away from us. Amazingly, we actually won a victory there. Charge into melee, try and shore them up. And you guys, oh, because of the enclosures, we can't actually flank them. Just prepare to pile in. Yeah, should have seen that coming. Well, the most I can say for this battle is at least I managed to inflict some nasty casualties on the enemy. And there we go. At least I managed to force them to get me to 60%. And there are a lot of Mariani charioteers who are not going home. There we go. Okay, right. So we'll have a quick talk about that now. What else could I have done in that battle? I think what my mistake was trying to fight the entire enemy force at once. There was quite a lot of rough ground, and there was also quite a lot of terrain here that I could have used to protect my army. Now, had I veered left at the start of the battle and taken control of this hill, then I could have fought first the chariots, then the enemy's mainline infantry, which would have been a very difficult fight, and then I could have well, there weren't many chariots over there anyway, so I could have focused on destroying the chariot force and then the infantry. As it was, I tried to fight in the centre of the battlefield, and one, that led me fighting uphill, which, while that never really came into play mechanically, did constrain my movements, and B, it meant that I had to deal with the entire onslaught of the Assyrian army. So this fight was lost, I suppose, at the planning stage when I decided to come forward and just confront the enemy in the open. So next time I encounter a situation like that, I will try to loop around the enemy, concentrate on one wing of the enemy army rather than trying to come out into the centre and fighting like this, which was a stupid idea with a massed archer army anyway. I've been Napoleon Complex. Thank you for watching this fiasco, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell. Oh god, we got thumped.